Welcome everyone! Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the hands-on activity for Lesson 5, the Nutrition Label Scavenger Hunt. This should be a really fun lesson. We should learn a lot about nutrition labels and portion sizes. So what you're going to want to do, step 1, is go around your house and find at least 6 foods that have a nutrition label on the package. These can be liquids, solids, refrigerated foods, or dry goods that don't go in the refrigerator. Whatever kinds of foods you want, but find at least 6. I went around my house and I found 6 different kinds of foods. Some hummus, which is like a type of dip that goes really well on vegetables or crackers. A package of granola bars. A package of pasta. Some chocolate bars. Some lemonade. And I also found some dried oats. So on every single one of these packages, on the back somewhere, is the nutrition label. You want to make sure there's a nutrition label on all 6 foods that you find. The other supplies you're going to need are at least 6 bowls. I would recommend medium-sized bowls because you're going to be measuring out the serving size of these foods. You're also going to need measuring spoons or measuring cups. So in total, you're going to need your 6 or more foods with nutrition labels, 6 bowls, and then measuring cups or measuring spoons. And in just a minute, I'm going to show us how to get started. So now we are going to learn how to do our at-home activity, the Nutrition Label Scavenger Hunt. So by now you should have found at least 6 foods that have nutrition labels on them and gathered up at least 6 bowls and either measuring spoons or measuring cups, or both, depending on what foods you're going to be measuring. So your first step is going to be to look at the nutrition labels on the different foods and start measuring out 1 serving size into each bowl. When we're all done with all of our foods, we're going to line them up in order from smallest to largest serving, and you'll take a picture or a video of that to upload to Class Dojo. So I think to begin, I'll start with my pasta. Step 1 will be to look at the nutrition label on this colorful pasta. Says that a serving size is approximately 1 cup dry, and that has 210 calories, 1 gram of fat, 1 gram of fiber, 2 grams of sugar, and 7 whole grams of protein. So I'm going to measure out 1 cup of dry pasta, just like the serving size says. So I'll take my bowl, and I'll take my pasta, and I'm going to measure 1 cup of dry pasta. Here is my 1 cup measurement. I fill my pasta all the way to the top so that it's totally level, and into the bowl it goes. Next, I think I will measure out my dark roasted hazelnut chocolate. So I flip it over and I find my nutrition label, and it says that a serving size is 1 bar. And 1 bar of chocolate has 150 calories, 9 grams of fat, 5 saturated fat, 13 carbohydrates, 2 fibers, 10 sugar, and 2 grams of protein. Here is 1 bar of chocolate, and place it in a bowl. Next, let's do the granola bars. My nutrition label says that a serving size is 1 bar, and that has 200 calories, 11 grams of fat, 3.5 grams of saturated fat, 140 grams of sodium, 15 grams of carbohydrates, 6 fibers, 6 sugars, and 10 grams of protein. So 1 bar is a serving size. So I'll put it into the bowl. Next, let's do my oats. So my rolled quick oats, like for oatmeal, we find our nutrition label. A serving size is half a cup, which has 150 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, half a gram of saturated fat, 27 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fiber, 0 sugars, and 5 grams of protein. So I will find my half cup measurement, and I will measure half a cup of level oats. I'll level them off so they're even, and that will go into one of my bowls. Now I've finished all of my dry ingredients, So it's time to move on to the wet ingredients. First, I think I'll measure out my hummus. For the nutrition facts, a serving size is 2 tablespoons or 28 grams, and that has 40 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbs, 1 gram of sugar, and 2 grams of protein. So I'm going to measure out 2 tablespoons. So this one right here, 1 TBSP, is a tablespoon. If you ever see this, TSP, that's a teaspoon. It's much smaller. Two tablespoons of hummus. So last but not least, our lemonade. So on the side here we see that a serving size is 8 fluid ounces. Now that might be a little confusing, but it turns out that 8 fluid ounces is the same as 1 cup. So 8 fluid ounces or 1 cup is 130 calories, 0 fat, 32 grams of carbohydrates, 32 grams of sugar, and 0 protein. Wow, that lemonade's a lot higher in sugar than I thought. And pour 1 cup into our bowl. So, our very last step will now be to try to arrange these from smallest to largest serving size. And this was a little difficult because not all of them actually measured out with cups. Some of them, like the protein bar and the chocolate, were items. So we're going to do the very best we can. Just looking at it, I'm pretty sure that the hummus had the smallest serving. It actually also had the smallest amount of calories, fat, and sugar. I believe that the pasta and the lemonade tie for the biggest serving size at 1 cup. Next, we have our half cup of oats. I think I would say that the protein bar probably comes next, and then the chocolate bar. So I've ordered them from smallest to largest after measuring them based off their serving size. And at this point, you all would take a picture of your foods all in order from smallest to largest portion size. And that is our nutrition label scavenger hunt.